It's Memorial Day. Um, Remembering members of the military who gave their lives fighting for this country. And regardless of which war or conflict it was, I have immense respect for people who volunteer to join the armed forces and serve their country. Just that concept, obviously. I never joined the military, but have had multiple people, multi generational, in my family who did serve in the military and who did fight in wars. And when I think about Memorial Day and the history of, I mean, I heard somebody say one time that like in the 250 years of this history of the United States of America, there have been like 10 years when we haven't been at war somewhere. But, um, it's like I think I was just thinking, um, we like to think about like righteousness when we think about our military and conflicts and wars. And I kind of feel like that ended with World War I and World War II, because it just feels like everything like that we've been engaged since has just been fucking shady. You know, the Korean War, Vietnam War, uh, Desert Storm, Afghanistan, Iraq. And so it's like when I think about Memorial Day, I think about, members of the military who have survived those conflicts and who lost their buddies. And a lot of times are just left with like, what was the fucking point of that? Because I know some guys like that. Um, so I'm kind of thinking about folks like that today. And, it's also coupled with, I saw an image uh, last night. Again, just scrolling around the internet. I saw an image that gave me nightmares that I'm not going to describe, but it was from inside the Gaza Strip, and it involved children, Palestinian children. And it's like I'm sitting here on Memorial Day thinking, it's like we have this kind of righteous American military history that seems to have more or less ended 80 years ago. And now on this Memorial Day, bombs and missiles and weapons and the planes that are firing them and dropping them, that were all made in the United States, are being used to blow up children in schools and hospitals, being used to kill children. I just feel so numb today. And it's like when these kinds of holidays come up, I inevitably spend a lot of time thinking about the concept of patriotism in the United States now and how twisted that idea has become. And it's just something that's just used for marketing now, basically. That word, that idea is used almost exclusively for either marketing or propaganda. And it's used to justify American weapons, bombs, missiles, planes being used to explode the bodies of toddlers inside the Gaza Strip. And we're supposed to find some pride in that while we have a cookout with hot dogs and brats. And go to a parade. There's a parade in my town today. People are already setting up their chairs so they can get a good seat. I don't know what patriotism means anymore, or who gets to define what it means. Who gets to define that word now? Who gets to define what a righteous conflict is? Who gets to define war crimes now? Who gets to define the word enemy? And why does that definition now include children? Palestinian children, little kids. And I have absolutely no doubt that there will be people who descend into my comments telling me that I'm anti-Semitic because I have expressed a level of horror with two governments colluding with one another to murder Palestinian children. So who gets to define these terms now? You know, because I'm noticing that with this evolution, the definitions of these words evolving, their original meaning is eradicated and is gone. That's certainly true for me of the term patriotism when I think about the United States. And I think that that is becoming objectively more accurate with each passing day when it comes to the terms anti-Semitic or anti-Semitism. When you label literally every single person as something, then that word loses all of its meaning. And I think that that has certainly occurred. Anyway, I'm going to try to go get my brain to do something else now. Jesus Christ. Happy Memorial Day, everybody.